Hi, welcome back to Therapeutic Kinesiology. I'm Marianne Foster, and I'm going to show you some more shoulder exercises. One of the prerequisites to these exercises are the postural flute muscles, or the 10 steps to a pain-free posture. If you can, watch those videos first, but if you can't, that's fine too. You can just explore. One of the things I really want to work on is the shoulder connection down into my rib cage and these lower muscles. I'm going to work them eccentrically, which means working them while they're lengthening. This exercise is called the waiter's bow, and you can see my spine is fairly stable, and I've got my lower abdominals contracted. I'm using my glutes, my hamstrings. Nothing's working too hard, but I'm keeping my neck long. Now I'm going to get my hands on a chair here and do the waiter's bow from here to here. Really trying to keep my body quiet, and I'm trying to let my arm, shoulder joint just work like a flywheel, the mechanics of a flywheel. Here's neutral position, although I am leaning into my hands, and here's coming back. Don't bend the knees this time, really stretch. Now I'm bending my elbows. I'm getting a nice lengthening through here. Pull my scapula down, let them go up. Pull them down, let them go up. And I'm trying to do this without moving my spine. Okay, now I'm going to touch my elbows together and open them out. Touch them together, open them out. So I'm doing this action. Oh, that feels good. All right. Bend one knee, bend the other knee. You should feel it go down your sides, connecting into your shoulders. Squat, and coming up. Squat, and coming up. Trying to go back with my hips as I squat. And if you had this chair obviously can't support me, but if you had a countertop or something you could pull back on, then you can keep this shin as vertical as possible. So here's the action. Hold on to something so you can really sink back into your hips and go down and up. Okay, then we're going to come to the ribs. Feel the ribs. Here's lower, middle, upper. Upper is right in the armpit. Now, top of my ribs, lower neck, upper neck, lower neck, top of the ribs, upper ribs, middle ribs, lower ribs. So I'm going to go sideways, top of my neck, bottom of my neck, upper rib, middle rib, lower rib, waist, hip. Oh, that feels good. And just return to neutral in one smooth move. Upper neck, lower neck, keeping my shoulders level. Upper ribs. Notice I'm not raising my shoulder, so I'm really stretching in my spine. My arm's just hanging. Middle, lower, waist. This time we'll go into the hip. And up, back to neutral. Upper neck, lower neck, upper ribs, middle, lower, waist, hip, bending the knees, coming back up, and back up. We could also do this with holding the top of the shoulder. And the reason I'm not doing this movement is because a lot of people will do it like that. Okay, see how my shoulder came off, my scapula came off of my rib cage prematurely, so it's an awkward movement. So I want my scapula pretty stable. Now it's starting to lift a little bit into the side. Scapula stable, at least to horizontal, and then you feel scapula will lift a little bit, so you get that stretch in here. Now stay on this side, and we're going to do this circle movement with our elbow. I call this chicken wings. And back to center. Same thing on the other side. elbow and back to center. Okay, 4 square, holding this shape as you roll down the spine. And the reason we're doing that is to avoid kind of folding in on yourself. So I'm staying wide across the front and wide across the back. So I'm going to do my upper neck, lower neck, upper ribs, middle ribs, lower ribs, waist. I've got my abdominals contracted. And just let my arms hang over, stretch out the back, the hamstrings, and come back up in one smooth move. Okay, one last exercise before we end today. I'm going to show you this one on a diagonal. We could do this standing too, but I'm going to just show you sitting because it's kind of easy. I'm resting my elbows on my knees and I'm just looking at my pubic bone to flex my spine and looking at the ceiling to extend. Flexion, extension, flexion, extension. Okay, now lift the shoulders, put them down. The elbows on the knees stabilize the shoulder girdle. Now I'm going into flexion, just extension, no hyperextension, okay? Just extension, so I've got like a axis between my head and my tail. All right, back into flexion, extension, flexion, extension. It's really important that you look at your pubic bone so that you coordinate head, tail movement, head moving with your pelvis. Sometimes people will do stuff like this. You can see how that shortens the back of my neck. That's not a good habit to get into. So here, movement goes all the way up to my neck. I'm just doing a little version of it now. It's just small range to loosen my spine. Okay, and just jimmy around in a figure 8. Loosen up your spine. That's it for today. Thank you for joining me for this little spinal rib shoulder stretch warm-up session. Appreciate you coming, and I hope you feel better than when you started. Join me again for another video and give me a thumbs up. Join my YouTube channel and please tell your friends. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.